Hello guys, hope you're doing great. This is gonna be a different video. I will do an invasion guide. This guide is based on my personal opinion and experience after I reached more than 5k hours in this game. 90% of those are only 125 invasions, so this video will be divided into 9 parts. These parts are place where invade, best build, weapons, ring setups, armor, secondary weapons, strategy, how to roll and deal with pressure, cup invasion and general tip. So let's just start with the introduction. As I said at the start, this video will cover only 125 invasion because I don't do low level invasion, I don't have any experience about that. So best place for invade in my opinion are Pontiff and Ringed City. Those are the most popular areas and the hardest. If you play on PC, you can even use Wax Ducks, which is a great mode for searching invasion outside of these two places. Now, before I get into the builds, I wanna say that my builds are balanced around offense and defense, so no glass cannon or stuff like that are too much inconsistent and risky in my opinion. So now guys, I'm gonna show you all my builds in order of power. The caster. For caster, I mean, of course, all kind of magic, pyromancer, miracles, you know. But yeah, one of the strongest and most annoying build in the game for invasion. This guy, for me, need no introduction, just unbelievable the stuff he can do. Extremely safe, he can do a lot of damage without taking any risk. The god of team fight, and yeah, one of the strongest. Just struggle a little bit under pressure and the defense are pretty mediocre, but doesn't hurt the character too much. It's super good. Dark and Chaos, the best melee build in the game. I know some people put strength build at the top, but I think Dark is better. Just absurd damage, you can use pretty much all the weapon in the game. Crazy critical damage with the Chaos Dagger. Good chip damage against Turtle. Pretty solid defense and overall a complete package. Very good build. Strength build. Best physical defense in the game, good fire defense, a standard strength build allow you to have high vitality endurance. Lado, Gundyr, Twin Axis need no introduction to you, very versatile, good damage overall, maybe struggle a little bit against Tartar, but a very good build indeed. Dex build. I put Dex higher than quality because the different damage is huge. Esto clearing, very good critical damage with the dagger and crow wheels, a complete package of fast and damaging weapons. The only problem, like strength build, struggle a little bit against Turtle and the defense are pretty bad, but overall a good build. Quality. Back in the day, the strongest build in the game now does everything good without excels in any format. PKCS, for sure, best weapon in the game, but I will say this is one of the weakest build right now. And lastly, Holo build. I will not spend time with this. Holo build doesn't work at meta level at all. Too much effort for too much reward. Okay, now let's talk about my top 3 weapons. Are Lothric Sword, Dagger and Twin Axes. Let's just start with the Lothric, one of the most balanced weapon in the game, excellent in every situation, extreme versatile, good critical damage. Very underrated, especially the two-handed version, and weapon and for sure one of the best weapons. Daggers, I will divide daggers into categories, the offense one and the defense one. Let's just start with the offense one. Corvian, excellent weapon for pressuring people, especially when they are low HP. The range is pretty crazy considering it's a dagger, and the weapon to do damage against shield. Defense one is at the normal dagger, which allow you to use quick step and do crazy critical damage. If you get a hard read against a phantom, it's pretty much a one shot. Twin Axes and Silent Sword are equally strong in my opinion, but each one does something better than the other one. Let's just start with the Twin Axes. You know this, just absurd damage. No matter the build, the L1 combo hurts a lot. A friendly latency weapon, but the problem is, other than the L1, doesn't have anything good, like for example the running attack. The Silent Sword, in the other hand, have slightly less range, but a better neutral game. for example, has one of the best running attack in the game, and the R1 or L1 is uninterruptible after hitting someone with the running L1. Those are my top 3 weapons. Now let's see the other weapons as well. This can be changing based on the situation. Greatsword and Ultra Greatsword are good thanks to the hyper armor and the damage they do, but they are pretty slow, especially on recovery, so better watch your back after hitting someone in team fights. Against multiple opponents, Curved Sword, Spears and Katanas are good, allow you to chip away the enemy thanks to the running attack. Katanas and Spears are very good for chasing people as well. Daggers or Curved Sword are good when someone is low HP, you know this. To rush down phantoms, Twin Axis Sellsword on a hero Badashi works. Gundyr as well, but it's a little bit risky in team fight because you can hit your teammates or worse get backstabbed. For wake ups, the best weapons are Lothric Greatsword for Charger to work pretty well against inexperienced players. Gundyr Weaponat is probably the easier and effective clips even good players, and the last one is the Profane Flame, which it's a little bit hard, you need to time correctly, but it's pretty good. Okay, now let's continue with setups. These are my ring setups. Probably the best I found allow me to swap cat ring when I need it, swap to Estus ring when I need to heal, cast tears with fate ring, etc. About armor there is nothing to talk about honestly, use wherever you want or like, more than 20% physical defense is good enough. If you use a greatsword or ultra greatsword, better to have more than 39 poise. The best secondary weapons, in my opinion, are Kessus Black Knight Shield and Lothric Shield. The Kessus is very versatile, allowing me to reset my poise to get away from pressure or bad position, finish someone is low HP, parry or regen my HP or FP. Black Knight Shield is the best shield in the game, needing no introduction for you is just incredible. And the Lothric Shield infused with the Lightning is good if you don't want to deal against Miracles or just Lightning Arrow, which is one of the most annoying spells in the game. And now, let's finish with strategies. Okay, so in a fight you need to test your opponent, that's very important. See if he panic roll or he just reaction roll every you attack. Memorize your opponent patterns and timing, try to be unpredictable as possible. Always mix up reactive playstyle with aggressive when you have momentum. Play ultra aggressive only if someone is low HP, other than that stay safe if you want to be efficient. Never be under 70% of your HP, especially in team fight. And then my thoughts on fishing and parry. If you know me, I really like flashy stuff, but let's be real. Fishing I categorize as high risk, high reward option. Just for example, in fighting games, big sweeps are risky, but if you read your opponent correctly, you do damage and keep up the pressure. If they block that, you're gonna lose half your HP. With this example, I mean fishing or parry has to be used when you have a good read on your opponent, if you wanna play in a safe and efficient way. Personally, right now, I mostly use backstab only for punish bad rolls or punish Aesus, and parry only for option select, which I will detail later. Camera movement and swaps. This one is important. You need to know how to roll or to control your camera, especially if multiple opponents are chasing you. Otherwise, you're gonna get a blender. I did a video 2 or 3 years ago how to position your finger on a controller, so I suggest you to check it out. I will put the video in the description if you are interested. For swaps, you just need to master 3 things. Swap cat ring after a jump, swap weapon in the middle of fight, and able to open your menu when you are running. No flashy stuff, ring a weapon or stuff like that. Just basic to be efficient. That kind of swaps comes later because they are not crucial. Take it easy, be comfortable with the commands slowly and you will get it. Rolls are very important unless you're living on the moon. The other day I did 2 reaction tests. If you see, my reaction time is slightly better than the average. A friend of mine, Nick, did the test as well and the result was 230 milliseconds. Nick in my eyes is one of the best invader in the game and he can reaction roll almost every weapon in the game. With this I mean it's not about reaction, it's about animation knowledge. If you can't reaction roll PKCS, dagger or rapier, it's fine, no one can do that consistently. Just be able to read the animation of the other weapons. If you want a tip against this fast weapon, always show your back to the enemy and run. From the back, your character has less hitbox and can happen to trigger a BS animation, or sometimes they have to do a running attack, which is pretty easy to roll. Now, before co-op invasions, I will say that tears are a must for every invader. So many times tears save my ass, so there is no excuse to use it. Unless you are a mage, in that case it's fine. For co-op invasion, what I do is, when I invade in generic areas like Ringed City, Snowfield and etc., I will take what I get. I always try to minimize the friendly fire, and if I know that my teammates is good, I will try to keep him alive. But if we talk about Pontiff or Boots, if I don't trust my teammate, I will just let him die. I know it sounds rude, but in this area you need someone you can trust, because you're gonna face most of the time experienced players, so if you find someone who looks decent, try to protect him because you're gonna need his help to succeed. Some general tips now before the end. Every time you invade at Pontiff or Wood, before you spawn or loading screen wherever, always equip the Obscure Ring. Those are places where it's pretty easy to get blenders, so better hide and understand the situation. You never know what you're gonna face. Survivalists, gankers, or just this. This one is pretty interesting. The instant turn and burn, which allow you to make an attack more faster than usual and initiate an early. I think it's pretty decent and will clip even a good player. You can do this even with a Ultra Great Sword as well. Last point is the option select or parry cancel. I always use this, but I saw very few people use it. I did a video 2 years ago about this, but you will see it has a lot of potential. Pretty much, if you read your opponent, oh, he's gonna do an attack after I will catch him, you can cover multiple options with this. Unless your opponent know about this tech, it's completely safe. I will put the video in the description if you are interested. Thanks for reaching the end. This video take me 2 weeks of work, so if you like, please share and subscribe, and check out all my links in the description, Twitch or Discord if you want to talk. Thank you for listening to me, take care.